Okay, so once we've established the kuzure, kesa, gatame position, we want to start obviously attacking from there. I'm not just going to hold on to it. I need to be progressing to the next stage. It's much easier for me to stay in control if I'm always attacking my partner. Okay, that means that they're having to defend the whole time, which is much, much trickier. If I'm just bearing down and like hunkering down and trying to hold them, then they're a little bit freer to kind of start escaping, start moving and doing other things. So the first attack, and this is one of the simplest ones as well because it leads into one of the common defenses. We've established our position, we've got good elbow control, my weight's up on top of them. I mentioned this previously, one of the most common things that you'll find people do is they'll grip onto this collar now and they'll start to like push your head back, or they'll try to bump their hips up and put their knee underneath your butt here. And now from here they have leverage that they can then bring you up over the top and start escaping out of, okay? But the key to this start position here is him being able to get this hand on my collar. So when I'm here and I feel like Dean is now gonna reach that hand in front, it's pretty obvious when it comes, you can always see it. What I do is I take my own hand and I place the back of it against his wrist. So I'm going a bit like a snake. Okay, I don't try to grab it like this because it's hard. If Dean's like tight and already kind of in position a little bit, it's hard to get this in. Like my elbow's at a very weak angle. Here it can stay very low and it can easily cut in behind the wrist. From there, once I get the grip, I can then go thumb inside and I make my grip on to hit Dean's wrist. Dean's a big, strong boy, so he's probably not gonna let me just push it down. So what I need to do here is I'm gonna use my body weight. Okay, so I'm going everything against Dean's shoulder. I'm using this shoulder as well to drive over into that corner. Okay, so I go like this, here. Okay, this is really, really important, okay? Because if I just try to push, like, I'm not a huge dude, but I need to use as much of my body weight as I can, and this shoulder is really important to set this grip up. So when I go here, I start leaning, and now Dean, stop me putting your elbow to the ground. Yeah, and once I do that, I'm in position. Immediately, I lock and close off all this space. So I'm still thinking about Dean's elbows. Like I don't want Dean to be able to get his elbow down towards the ground, the other elbow, the one next to my hip, yeah. It should still stay trapped. So I'm up on my toes here, okay, isolated and trapped. Hand can come through, I grab my own wrist. Now here's the key to making this one work. It's a bit like decelerating a motorbike. I'm gonna take the pressure off. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take Dean's wrist and I'm gonna rotate it out, okay? So if I, can you turn it this way a little bit for me, Dean? Yeah, I'm gonna exaggerate it a little bit. I go like this, boom. Okay, everything stays tight and locked in. You've seen that Dean's kind of starting to lift his hips up already. That means there's pressure on his shoulder. To finish, I'm gonna bring my shin over his stomach so he can't lift his hips, and then I'm gonna slowly start to bring the point of his elbow up and in towards his belly button, okay? And it should be incredibly tight. The big mistakes that people make is there's no tension in their wrist. They're very loose when they do this. I don't want to do that. I want to be squeezing and locking everything in. Cut this a little bit for me. So when we're here, Dean starts to step up. I come back of the hand through, make that grip, grab the shoulder, drive up over the top. You see how this leg is stepping forwards here, and I pin it to the ground, elbow isolates, drop down towards the ground. Here, look at the difference. You're going to see it in Dean's body. This is loose. Okay, even with the wrist flared, this is when I tense it up. See how his hips go up? Like I can make him do this on like a beat if you want. Like we can keep going up and down. By adding that tension into the position, it takes away any of the slack. So there's direct force going towards him. I don't want his hips to be able to lift, so I slide my shin over the top. Okay, and then I just slowly start to bring his elbow in towards his belly button. Okay, so I believe it's called garami, but it's Americana is what we call it in jiu-jitsu. Really tight, very difficult to escape, and I'm keeping control of this far arm. So worst case scenario, I can always stay in a good controlling position. You know, for whatever reason that I feel like I can't get this, it's very easy for me to then glide all the way over to like a high mount position from there. Okay, one more time. So we're here, in position, good and strong. Dean brings that hand through. Look, I'm gonna try and snake my hand in front of his wrist, trying to avoid the mic as I do it. I turn it down and I catch his wrist. Okay, same as if you're going across the far collar, makes no difference. Same if he's kind of like just pushing on my chest or my head. I come inside, so I'm here, back of the hand against Dean's wrist. Dean's doing a lovely job of helping me demonstrate here. And then I rotate it round. Now this is the key point. I lean my body weight over here. So even if Dean's feeling strong, like I keep leaning, now I get it to the ground, okay? I'm not trying to rush, just using my body weight and using good control. Toes are on the mat here, so I'm strong in position. Other hand snakes through to the wrist. I honestly don't mind if you use your thumbs. If you don't use your thumbs, it's entirely up to you. decelerate that motorbike, create tension in the lock, shin over the stomach, guide that elbow back towards the hips, and you'll get the submission. Okay, so that's our first attack. Works very, very well, particularly if people aren't aware of the danger of their hand going back over. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let me know if you enjoyed the content. If you'd like to hear more from me, then the easiest thing to do is download my free ebook, which is called Performance Drilling. It covers how I went from not winning a major competition to a 3-time world champion, and a ton of other information as well. I regularly send out more emails, videos, useful tips, tricks, all kinds of different stuff that will help improve your grappling. The way you can access it is go to escapologybjj.com/performance drilling. I hope to see you on the other side.